Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. Plus, we've been knocking these challenges out at a ridiculous pace. Still got Challenge 11, Challenge 19, I don't even know what they are. We're due for a, well, we only have 2 left on the list right now, which is awesome. We have the 2 big ones right now. Onan Streak, which I started by hurting myself for some idiotic reason. And also, of course, Ultra Hard, which is extremely challenging in and of itself. Onan Streak should not be that bad. And I don't say that just to, you know, get myself going here. But really, we beat Onan Streak, or at least had a run capable of beating Onan Streak. I just ruined it by being an idiot on the, like, 6 runs ago, or it was probably, like, close to a month ago now that I think about it, by the time this goes up. But yeah, and actually, the Onan Streak video is one that I almost feel the need to apologize for. Everybody takes the apology as a sign of weakness, but I take it as a sign of pride, you know? I think I did wrong by the game, and I want to own up to that. Apparently, oh, that was bad, but we're okay. Apparently, it's a well-known thing, or at least relatively well-known, that in Onan Streak, you never want to take anything that gives you multiple shots. I was operating under the principle that if any of your shots hit, you would not take damage. Whereas the way that it actually works is if any of your shots miss, you will take damage. So, obviously, we ended up taking an approach on that last attempt here that was decidedly idiotic, more or less. I'm drowsy. And Lemon Party. Neither of which are pivotal at the present moment. We did take 1 hit. I don't really mind not getting a deal with the devil, because I think we already have an actually, like, very easy win here with Chocolate Milk, Jacob's Ladder. I mean, I don't think Friendly Ball is worth too much here. Over the Book of Belial as is anyway, but we have a great run. All we need to do is avoid taking the kinds of items that we took the last time we did Onan Streak that ended up, you know, costing us a chance at the crown. I think that it's in our best interest to just stay as safe as possible without necessarily ruining the zane of the run. But at the same time, like, the zane of the run is kind of inherent, I think. So, let's see. We still got like a 50% chance of a deal. I just only want to shoot at that guy when he's unlikely to move. So we get lucky, we get squeezy here. Tears upgrade could be dangerous because we don't want to fire too quickly, but this is actually potentially a really useful deal with the devil. Dude, nothing grinds my gears more than a deal with the devil with 3 red chests where 1 or more of the red chests takes you to the deal with the devil. If I could cry, it would feel like this. Okay. We're really, like, I'm adhering to this idea. I'm attached to the idea, is a better way to describe it, of getting all these challenges done on a second pass. I'm content to fail from time to time. I think failure, by the way, the reason I'm not going to take Box of Spiders here is because I don't trust myself to take Box of Spiders. Because sometimes when I use the spacebar, it is going to shoot the tier that I've stored, and if it shoots it into nothingness, then we obviously are going to take damage as a result. I think I took damage. It's weird because Jacob's Ladder kind of confuses it a little bit, but I hit a rock, which is not an enemy, and then Jacob's Ladder killed 4 enemies. Made me think that we deserved to not take damage there, but I do think that the game calculated it appropriately, unfortunately for me. But you can see, like, this is working out really, really nicely right now. And we're 3 minutes deep. We're already on the 4th floor, which is indicative of this being a pretty strong run. Especially amazing when you consider the fact that, you know, the only thing we start with on this run is basically Chocolate Milk, and we're Judas. So we have a good foundation. I mean, it's better than your average starting Judas run, except for the fact that if you have less than 100% accuracy, you're going to end up taking damage one way or the other, right? So I think that we've just sort of accidentally created a run that's actually kind of incredible. And all we need to do is not miss. You know what would be like an 11 out of 10 synergy on this run? Deadshot. In case we needed any more incentive to not miss. But I think this high damage Jacob's Ladder is kind of crushing it for us. Like, ooh, that's bad, but without that, we'd be in a much worse position. But with that, we're kind of like sitting pretty here. I don't think there's too much that we can do to mess this up, as long as we don't accidentally fire a bunch of aberrant shots just kind of into the ether. Now, of course, as I say that, we are starting to lose HP here. There usually comes a little... It's almost like the opposite of, if you remember 10th grade English class, or somewhere around there, your teacher will give you kind of the anatomy of a story. Starts with a rising action, and then at some point there's a climax, and then it ends with the denouement, you know, the falling action after the climax is complete. We kind of start with things, I wouldn't say at their climax necessarily, but well on the rising action, and then things kind of like denouement in the middle, before hopefully kind of reaching an origin point near the end. I'm just going to be honest, I don't know what the heck. I kind of lost the plot halfway through there. Although, I almost walked right into that. Although it might be an okay idea to take Shoop-da-Whoop, I almost just want to not mess with it, because I believe we had Shoop-da-Whoop on an earlier Onan streak attempt, and it was, not necessarily... I think I'm throwing the baby out with the bathwater, is I guess the way I want to describe it. I think even if it maybe didn't actually contribute to us losing that run, it was on the run that we lost, and as a result, I'm kind of holding it against it, despite the fact that it might have nothing to do with that to begin with. Really, it's more, a more elegant way to describe it is if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? That was an extremely lucky hit there. And it is decidedly, like, not broke right now. And as a result, no fixing is necessary, which is very nice for me because, you know, Red Green used to say if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. What happens if you got neither, though? So we got a speed upgrade, a big tier downgrade there, but I don't think that matters too much with chocolate milk. I've been working on my handiness. I'm attracted to the idea of being able to build stuff. And this is gonna sound dorky, because it's like the dorkiest thing I've ever said to begin with, but it's kind of because I have a rudimentary, please don't hurt me, real programmers, but I have like a rudimentary understanding of software engineering now. And I'm like, carpentry is just software engineering with real-world materials. And I find that kind of cool, you know? I used to look at a spice rack and go, I can't conceivably understand how you would build a spice rack. Now I look at it and I go, okay, first you gotta learn how to use a hammer. Then you gotta buy the wood. And then you gotta learn... Oh, that was so dumb. Much like this tangent. Then you just gotta learn how to attach two boards together. And all of a sudden, you got all the pieces that you need to kind of, like, construct it modularly, you know? You build it inch by inch, row by row, not all as one discrete unit. But I'm not there yet. We're starting with pieces of IKEA furniture, and some of them are working out okay, some of them aren't. This is potentially pretty solid here. And I'll keep you updated as the time approaches. So I have very little incentive to learn carpentry, unfortunately, or any kind of handiness. Although I did I did fix our dishwasher via a YouTube video. And I was like, I think this YouTube thing is gonna start to catch on, to be honest with you. I googled like the make and model of our dishwasher, and there was a video of a dude describing the exact problem that we have and how to fix it. In a way, though, I was kind of like, this guy's like a magician giving away his tricks. Like, if it weren't for the video, I probably would have called a plumber? An electrician? What do you call for a dishwasher? Is that a handyman? An appliance repairman. And it's an antiquated term. An appliance repair person is probably the correct course of action there, but... Dude, I took way too much damage fighting the adversary. We got a great deal with the devil chance, i.e. 100. Well, the angel chance exists as well, I suppose, but... It's devil chance. Toothpicks are up. 9 lives. As boring as it probably is to watch me just ignore all of these items that could be fun, Dude, I don't think I can justify taking 9 lives on Onan's streak. And I hope you'll forgive me for this, given that I've done this challenge in the past. So I'm kind of just trying to coast this one through here, you know? Normally when I do an Isaac run, I want it to be like Airplane the movie. I want it to be zany. I want it to have, you know, I'm serious and don't call me Shirley moments in it. However, this one I want to be more like Airplane the method of transportation. Which means essentially I want them to turn off the seatbelt sign as soon as we reach cruising altitude and never turn it on again. I want the smoothest flight that can conceivably be guaranteed. Okay, we'll open this. It's a ton of money. I really don't think we need anything else. Oh, that was such a big whiff there. Oh! I really don't think we need anything else except maintaining a relatively strong sense of strength here. But we might as well buy stuff from our shop if it ends up helping us out here. Even just buying a bunch of spirit hearts might be the right call. And of course, like, getting damage upgrades would still be nice. I'm a little cheesed about that. It is our final floor here, so I figured we'd just buy whatever we got. I said remember that. But I gotta be honest, it looks like Onan's streak is gonna come through in the clutch for us. I'm pretty confident we're gonna come away with the W. Let's go for the 4-banger. We got 2, and that's about as good as we could have expected. And this will be, like, yet another successful challenge, if we end up winning, of course, which is kind of a truism, I suppose. But either way, great track record on what have been supposedly some pretty difficult challenges. I mean, we failed them all the first time. The only one left after this that we have presently unlocked is Ultra Hard. Ultra Hard is a garbage challenge, and I'm very scared of it. But confidence is kind of like at an all-time high here. Ultra Hard is one of the few. It's like Ultra Hard and I think maybe Speed that we ended up, I should probably use Book of Belial a little bit more, even though it doesn't seem that important. Why not? One of the very few that we ended up taking more than 2 attempts on. Now, because you know me, you know that if this is a 1 or a 6, I will re-roll my whole run. It's not, it's Goathead. Goathead is one of the few items in the game that is almost so good it's bad. It's like a reverse Birdemic sort of situation. I love it. I recognize it's objectively great. I will go way out of my way to pick it up, especially the earlier in a run we can get it, the better. However, I also recognize that it's probably one of the few items in the game I could potentially kill myself with, you know, kill him with kindness style. The item's so good. Makes me play, oh no. Makes me play overly aggressively. Over-aggressively? Overly aggressively. You never want to end a sentence with, like, 2 Lee words. Unless you're Chris Tucker in the Rush Hour movies. Lee! It's not... You gotta be careful with that impression. No disrespect meant. Well, if there's disrespect meant, it's meant towards Brett Ratner. No, Brent Ratner, not any of the actors. The thespians in the fine film, if you will. So Seraphim is okay as long as its shots don't cause me to take damage, and Boss Rush is just not worth our time for anybody involved. We could have fought the Angel statue, but, I mean, the central theme of this run has been more or less that I'm not going to rock the boat, so... You're a little on the silly side if you think that I'm gonna try to fight an Angel statue here, especially any enemy with mobility. If I can avoid fighting it, I'm gonna avoid fighting it. I'll even tell you straight up that I think Seraphim was not necessarily a 100% lights out good choice to take. Because Seraphim does a decent amount of damage. It could kill enemies that I'm trying to shoot at and cause me to miss as a result of killing the enemy. You know, I shoot where the enemy used to be and now exists only a corpse. Or a memory of what I was meant to be. I tried, so... Okay, let's grab this. Also, fairly tricky situation here. Just Play it cool. Certainly do not need the key. The run is going to continue to get harder. This is not one where we found a circuitous way around it. Like in the head trauma challenge, for example. We found basically cheat codes to make that one work by getting technology. In this one, we're still, you know, beholden to the rules of the game. And the unique rules of the challenge to begin with, but it actually ended up working out pretty well there. We should still be fine, though. I actually think that if you were to look at, like, potential causes of death on this run, my own hubris is actually, like, probably #1. And that manifests itself entirely by taking way too many deals with the devil. So, as long as we can keep ego in check here, I think we're in a good spot. I don't even want that. As long as we can keep ego in check, we should be good. And by the way, I don't need any more spirit hearts. I think I'm good. Foolish human. Either way. Okay. Don't go breaking my heart. Or chasing waterfalls, for that matter. Easy money. Seraphim can do the dirty work here. HP from Crackjacks. And actually, Vibrant Bulb is good because I tend to... I mean, it's good in the worst of times, but it's particularly good because I have a tendency to misuse Book of Belial. Now, I throw myself on the mercy of the court, because I'm an experienced Isaac player. I looked at Guppy's Paw, and I saw the line that I'm sure you guys saw as well. Why not take Guppy's Paw and just, like, go buck wild with it, get 12 Spirit Hearts, all of a sudden we've got permanent Polaroid invincibility, which does not protect you from taking damage due to the Onan streak condition, as we saw last time, if I remember correctly, but why not just take that, and I think it might allow you to ball out with Illuminated Bulb as well. The reason is simple, but also a little lame. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. On these challenges, and even more so on Ultra Hard, to be honest with you, but on these challenges, if we're looking pretty, I'm not going to adjust course. I don't want to shoot because you're going to kill this thing. There's I think a case to be made that is idiotic, and I'm never going to take items that improve me if I'm always worried about maintaining the status quo. However, dude, status quo sounds like what George Lucas would name a Gungan in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. But regardless... Grab this Spirit Heart. Regardless. This is not new NL. This is not, oh, what happened, NL? You used to be zany, now you're not zany. This is me, you know, showing up to court wearing a suit. You know, it's appropriate given the situation. That doesn't mean I'm not a jeans and hoodie guy at home. Just means that I'm showing decorum to the situation as is warranted. This challenge, oh, that was a dumb idea, apparently. This challenge has been a bit of a pain in the butt. So what I've chosen to do is handle it with a certain level of maturity, and then we can get back to the Zane once we're done with the challenges. Grab that. Still got good HP. I will take Sin Robes. I think it's just a straight up HP play that also helps us out from a damage standpoint here. We'll head up to the next floor, and I'll just let you know straight up, it's looking like it's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode today, but that's okay, because I think we got that George Lucas reference in there, and that, you know, is worth like 2.5 of NL's normal references due to relative cleverness and also accessibility. Always helps when the reference comes to mind and it's something that's more universal. It's like, oh, that's like the character Raul Julia played in the made-for-TV movie from 1987, overdrawn at the memory bank. That one, those ones are not impressing anybody. They're just frightening people. They make you think your brain's constructed like John Travolta's in the 1995 movie Phenomenon. Decent film. I don't know. I haven't seen it since I was 7, but Phenomenon. Phenomenon. Siskel and Ebert gave it 1 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down in 1995. Phenomenon. Starring Travolta. Phenomenon. Eric Clapton soundtrack. phenomenon. I don't... No. We got 6 bombs. I'm not fighting you. We got the damage. I know we could kill you. What's the point, though? As long as we're going in the right direction here, we should have essentially no trouble whatsoever. Remember, you probably... I mean, it's up to you, and by you I mean me, but we probably do not wish to use Book of Belial here. Might just be smarter to hold off and enjoy having the extra all stats, particularly speed and maybe rate of fire for a reduced charge time. But every room, I'm getting eager here because I'm looking at it and I'm running the arithmetic in my head and I'm realizing we can't be too far away from being done with this. Let's ensure as much as we can that we got this win. We got 1 Spirit Heart for a few bombs. That's okay. Alright. And in a way, I almost feel the need to apologize for... Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I almost feel the need to apologize because it looks like this episode's going to be a little bit on the shorter side. And combined with that, is absent a little bit of the NL Zane and trickery. But at the same time, we find ourselves completing one of the more annoying challenges in the game. Also, one of the more transformative. I actually like this challenge quite a lot as compared to something like Speed, which is basically just like, just go for it. This one, I'm like, it forces you to change your playstyle and be more considered, which is something that I appreciate in spite of the fact that it got me pretty good as well. Terrible Isaac fight aside here, we're about to come through in the clutch with an easy win. That belongs to me. Wow. And what do we unlock for Onan's streak? Kidney Stone. Oh, good. Another item that I used to like, but is terrible in my opinion now because of the fact that it needlessly reduces your speed in a game where that is like the kiss of death. But hey, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll be back with the Ultra Hard Challenge next. If you enjoyed it, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.